then I was kind of like, yeah, because if you're gonna do a cover, you want it to be something you love that's familiar, but not too familiar. Like, because I think if it's too familiar, you're just gonna fall into old ways. Whereas I just wanted it to open up possibilities. And and so of course Radiohead is like known for their Afrobeat Caribbean hip hop swagger, right? Okay, no, but I am. So it's like, how do we bring these two things together?
And good night. We are here on the Cool Table. You can listen to the Cool Table live every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on CJRU 1280 a.m. in Toronto. Now, we don't have the ice cream like we usually do for In the Cut, but this is a special edition because we have a special event going on. We are in the cut with some of the performers from Coverama. I want everyone to introduce themselves. I usually don't do this, but I feel like this is a special time we can get this off. We're going to start with Shaina. Introduce yourself to the people.
All right, my name is Shaina Silver-Baird. I'm the singer-songwriter for Ghost Caravan, which is a pop music project. And I'm also an actor and a screenwriter.
Sam, we can go to you.
Well, I'm Sam Casey. I'm just an artist for Popguru music. I'm a singer-songwriter as well, I guess. Haven't broken into acting yet. But yeah, I'm new to the industry and I'm really excited.
Welcome to the industry.
Thank you.
John, go ahead.
Welcome, Sam. This is like, yo, what's up? I'm John Orpheus, aka Antonio Michael Downing. I am a mango tree of creativity. I do music. I'm a singer, composer. I'm a writer of books. And every now and then I'll tap dance if I get my flavor of ice cream right.
Oh, I like that. I guess my first question is kind of for all of you, because when I saw that this was happening, I love covers myself. It is kind of scary because sometimes you love a song so much, and when they cover it, you're just really cringing. But I want to know what songs that y'all were thinking of that you didn't choose. I know we talked about this being like some of your favorite songs to choose, but were there any songs that you thought of that you end up not choosing? And John, we'll go with you first.
Yeah, actually there is. Shout out to Graham at Popguru, who's like, Graham is always like, yo, you got to do a cover because covers are great because you could cross the reference with their fans. Like, he's just being a good like business guy, which is
we got to stop you. Can we get that reenactment one more time? I've never met him, like, but I'm assuming this is it seems like it's perfect.
Nothing like this. This is just the voice like, I give him.
Graham through the John Orpheus filter.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, yo, y'all, you got to do a cover because, then you'll touch that other fan base and rope them in. They'll be introduced to your music and they're going to go to your other songs. But then Graham's old school. So Graham's trying to suggest like Cameo and like, see, Shaina's like, Cameo, who's that? Exactly. That's what I say. If I gotta look up the band you want me to cover, it's probably not a go. So anyway, finally, I was like, Mike, we got to do a cover. And I gave Mike a list. So goddamn it, Michael's my producer. We're like a tandem. And I gave him a list. And I sent him like 4 songs that I was that were obvious ones for me, that were easy for me. Cause I was like, let's make this really easy. And I was kicking it with my girl, and she's a musician, and we had been singing House of Cards, we'd been singing it together, and just she'd get on the piano, we were jamming. I should say ex-girl, but we still friends. But we were jamming on it, and she was just like, "You should put House of Cards on." And I thought, you know what? I need a fifth one. I want to give Mike lots of choice, so I put it on, thinking he's not going to pick it. Of course, he picks it, and then I was kind of like, yeah, because if you're gonna do a cover, you want it to be something you love that's familiar, but not too familiar. Like, because I think if it's too familiar, you're just gonna fall into old ways. Whereas I just wanted it to open up possibilities. And so of course Radiohead is like known for their Afrobeat, Caribbean, hip hop swagger, right? Okay, no, but I am. So it's like, how do we bring these two things together? And we did it, and it was so poppin'. I was I was moved by it. I was like, wow, look what we did. And my ex is singing backup on it. She's the one singing. So essentially, this is kind of our love child. And when we hit Graham up with it, he was like, yo, this is really great. We should, Graham, this is really great, dog. We should do like a whole album. For those listening, Graham sounds nothing like this. In fact, it would be shocking if you met him. If you heard someone talking like that, it's one guarantee: it ain't Graham. But that's how he sounds in my head. So, and that's kind of actually how Coverama came about. That's the story.
Okay.
Wow.
So thank you, John.
Yeah, thank you. I did not know that.
You like how I just took credit for everyone else's covers. I'm like, and also, if yours is good, it's because of me.
It was a ripple effect. There's a waterfall.
Trickle down creativity.
No, 100%. You're the original tweet. These are all retweets, so we can give you the credit for it. 100%. Sam, this one's for you. You said that on I'd Rather Go Blind, that song hit you and it had some lyrical parts that really, really get to you. I had to listen to that song a couple of times because I was like, this is pretty brave. To choose this song, I was like, this is pretty brave. What about the song lyrically hits you?
Well, I think that it was very circumstantial for me. I've always loved that song. Like, my little sister is a singer as well, and she performed it many times. I've always loved that song. I listened to Beyonce's version, I think in Cadillac Records, the movie. She did that as Etta James, and I was like blown away by Beyonce's version. And then actually I produced mine with Joe Thompson out of the UK, and he had contacted Graham and said, I've always loved this song, would Sam kind of be into it? And I've always loved it too, so I was like, yes, for sure. And then like pretty much right after we confirmed, I had a pretty not so great breakup. So we're not still friends. And I mean, that really prompted the emotional video. And like, I think that is when the words really came to life for me, because it was like, wow, the universe really just set me up here to deliver a performance that is emotionally like correct and accurate, because it really digs deep into, if you're going through a breakup, it's a great song to listen to like pour your heart out into. And then performing it was even like, more difficult, but at the same time more gratifying, because you got to see it back, like your own emotion on the screen. So I mean, it really kind of just fell into place for me lyrics wise. But I've always loved the song and have always been moved by lyrics. It just really hit home when we decided to do it.
Yeah, hit home is what I would say too. Like that song brought me back to a place, and I said, Jesus Christ. Like, as beautiful as this song is, this is like so much pain in one song. So yeah, like 100% felt that one, and I felt like that was a kind of a great song to choose, because the lyrics are so poignant that there's kind of no way that you're gonna miss that. No matter how you do the cover, the lyrics are so poignant. It's like there's no way for someone to kind of get confused. So now I love that you chose that one for that reason. Shaina, this one is for you, okay? we've gotten the origin story of Coverama from John, who basically created it all by himself in a lab. We have some heartbreak over here that didn't end as great as John's did. Tell me about your choice. Why was that the song for you?
Yeah, I mean, mine is a lot simpler origin than I think John's was, and maybe even Sam's. I Graham kind of messaged me out of the blue and was like, "Would you be interested in doing a cover of this song?" And it was Girls Talk. And so I listened to it a bunch of times, and the first one he pitched to me really hit. And I think there's a couple reasons. One is I first listened to, actually Linda Ronstadt did a cover of it, which is the version that I know, and I effing love Linda Ronstadt. She's such a great voice and like has so much power. I heard all this power in this song that is kind of like, I think my version is a little cheekier, but I loved that really inspired me. And then it's also written by Elvis Costello, and a lot of Elvis Costello's lyrics are so interesting because they can have double meanings. And one of the things about like listening to the song sung by a man, to me, has a very different meaning than listening to it sung by a woman. Like it's a man writing and looking in on the female experience of these girls talking, and are they gossiping, are they discussing like what's going on. He feels on the outside, he feels like he wants to know and be on the inside, and then having a woman sing it kind of takes the power of that moment back. And I just loved it. Brings up all this nostalgia for me of like being a teenager or just hanging out with my girls, even as an adult. Like there's just this energy that is addictive, even if you're even if you are gossiping or you're talking about something negative. Like there's just this energy. And I also worked with Joe Thompson, the producer that did Sam's song. He did this one with me as well, and we worked on making it quite upbeat and fun and like a dance party. And honestly, that's kind of the music that I want to be making right now. After, this difficult 2 years, I feel like there's so much stress and so much negativity in the world. And the music I've been really drawn to making has been really uplifting and fun and exciting. And that's what I wanted to do with this cover, was just put something out into the world that like brings a little bit of joy and a little bit of dancing.
Yeah, I was gonna say fun and uplifting as well. It's crazy you said that, because like this is the rare time when a cover is like more fun and uplifting than the actual song, or more like flirty or lighthearted than the actual song. Like I feel like you did a good job of that. Was that something that you said like you've been feeling like that's the music you're drawn to? Did you go into it being like, I want to make this more light and more fun, or is that just where you were at and it just happened that way?
Probably a combination of both. I definitely went in wanting that to be the case, and I think that I'm working on an EP right now that's almost done, and that was kind of the vibe for the whole EP, and for the music that I've been creating over the past year and a half, was just like, how do I inject some joy into my space, into the people around me, into my music, into the art that I'm making. Because I've done a lot of music with a lot of pain and a lot of there's just a lot of suffering. And sometimes you really need to connect with someone else who's going through something difficult that you're going through, which I think is beautiful. And sometimes you just want to dance in your underwear, and that's kind of what I wanted to capture.
Yeah, the pain I think is tough. Like Sam said it too earlier about performing a song like I'd Rather Go Blind live, is like there's obviously emotion in performing that. Someone I think of a lot is Mustafa. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but basically all his music is about pain. And I think about him going on tour, and I'm like, he's going through 90 minutes of pain on stage every night. And as much as this is fun to perform, I can imagine the kind of toll that that takes on you. So I'm happy you're talking about kind of getting away from that, because that the past couple of years has been, pain on overload for everyone in every different type of way. So listen, I got no problem taking a step away from that. This question is for John, and I got to ask you about the audacity that you had in turning House of Cards. Don't be worried. In turning House of Cards into an Afro pop song. I had to double back and listen to, you know, yours and the original more than once, because knowing you, I understand it more. If I hadn't known you at all, I would have been like, who does this guy think he is? So for the group of people out there who are probably questioning who does this guy think he is, explain how you made that marriage work, because they're almost two separate good songs at this point.
Yeah, but I think that that's your job if you're going to cover a song. Look, I am not going to out Tom York, or out Radiohead. So, you know, why would I try to do, like, I don't like covers that slavishly copy the original, because, I mean, we already have that, right? So for me, adding something to it is how you pay homage to it, where you can sort of blend the essence of the song, but also bring your thing to it and bring your vision to it. That's, to me, that was my job. So I didn't really see it as audacious. I just saw it as, you know, how are we going to do this? How can it be? That's the real challenge. The real challenge is, how can it be Radiohead and still be me? How can it still be me, but also be Radiohead? You know?
I think you did a good job of that, because I have had a moment in my life where I was young, growing up, hearing covers, and I didn't know some of these songs were covers. You know, someone might cover a song, and I'm like, "Oh, this is the best song this person's ever written." And then you go into it, and you're like, "Ah, no, I knew he didn't have those. I knew he didn't have those." So
Right.
I feel like it is like a freeing thing, at least for a listener, to hear a song that's like at least written in a different than the style, because I don't know that many Afro pop songs written in that Radiohead style. So it kind of gives you that different space of like, oh wow, like it still bangs. I'm still kind of feeling the emotion of it, but I'm not used to hearing this writing style from this sonically.
Yeah, there's definitely things that are like, I don't know, early Radiohead is very like of its time. Like, I think Pablo Honey and the Bends are very much like pop rock grungy kind of albums. And then OK Computer is like this whole different trippy version. And then they just took a break and came back with a bunch of drum machines and started on a whole other trip. But I find, and most Radiohead fans will say, well, early Radiohead is what they're all about. But what I found in the later albums, like In Rainbows, for example, is a kind of maturity that the younger albums didn't, for obvious reasons. And when I heard this song, like the emotion and the tension in the lyric and the sort of sadness, really, even though it's a joyful kind of sadness. And to me, I thought of Sade, right? Like, I instantly thought of Sade in terms of the lyric, in terms of the bittersweetness, in terms of the longing for what you can't have. Like, to me, that's just soul music to me, you know? So I think that's where the key to unlock the cover is like seeing and feeling patterns that people don't normally connect in the music, but finding it in that music, right? Because and so as soon as I saw that, to me, I saw where, like, it's almost like they're these two different things, but if they hold a kernel of the same truth, then that's the bridge that allows you to bring them together. So I didn't really feel any ways about it. To me, it was just kind of like, I was just, you know, very, very in love with the melodies and in love with the flow of the, you know, at the end where it's just kind of like, you know, we should be we should be burning at the end, right? And the overlay of the vocals and the harmonies. And I was just like, yeah, this is a very Sade thing. It's a very soul music lyric. And so it felt right at home. You know what I mean? For me, that's kind of how I connected with it.
Yeah,
But those vibes are always there. I think people always, and this is kind of how we think about people too. It's very superficial. We go, well, you look a certain way, therefore you have nothing to do with this other person because they look a different way, and there's no way you meet. But the purpose of art is to sort of bridge our humanity, right? To art works off of the commonality we all have. And that's what I love about this record, and all the covers on it, because it's about, I think in our world, we focus a lot on what makes us different, and an artist being able to connect with the cover from a whole different artist, whole different time, whole different space and time, and still be able to make it their own. Well, that speaks to what we have in common. And I think that that's what makes it powerful.
I think a lot of people are going to be put on from a lot of these covers. I realize, the Radiohead cover is probably one of the newer songs out of all the songs that is being covered, which is crazy to say. It's like 15 years old, but it's one of the newer songs out of all the ones being covered. Sam, is there a favorite that you have of someone else's cover that you'd be like, they actually ate that?
Yeah.
Of this song?
Not of this song, just of any of the covers for Coverama, like that someone else did, like
I
anyone's
haven't heard all the songs for Coverama.
We haven't heard them all yet.
You guys haven't heard? Of course you have.
I was like, I'm definitely hearing Graham, send me the songs. I want to hear what everybody's doing.
Oh.
I definitely.
I've heard I think the only other one I've heard is yours, Sam, accidentally, because I got like the mastering folder with both mine and yours, and I listened, and yours is killer. So
Right.
I'm gonna pretend you asked me that question. I'm gonna go with Sam's. I'm sure I love yours as well, John. I just haven't heard it.
Yeah, I haven't heard. I heard "Dreaming" by Juliana, and that really hits. I'm really excited to hear everybody's, but I haven't heard it yet.
I want to listen to the whole album straight through once all the singles are out. I'm kind of like waiting too. I'm like, want to hear it all.
Yeah, I want to hear what it sounds like, all the songs together, because I've heard like a couple of them, but hear them all together, I'm interested how that is going to sound, and I'm interested to see how it's going to go down live. Like, this is going to be a live show. Shaina, this is your first time performing since the whole Panzerotti, is that correct?
My first time performing as Ghost Caravan. I've performed in other scenarios, but like on a stage with people singing Ghost Caravan songs. Yes, it is the first time in 2.5 years. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. I feel like it's like, especially for everyone coming back for the first time, it's like a first time for everyone. It's a first time for the listener, first time for all the tech people. Like, it's like everyone is coming through and doing this together for the first time. So I'm excited for you. When I saw that it's going to be your first time like as Ghost coming back, like 2.5 years is a long time. Are you nervous in any way? I know you said you're excited, but like what's the vibe? This is like Kendrick Lamar, Frank Ocean type time away, let's call it what it is. You've been on your little hiatus.
You know what? Maybe Pride Before the Fall, but I'm not nervous. I still perform a lot. Like, I was on stage all last summer in a musical, and I do like film and TV stuff as well. But and also like we filmed some like live sessions in studio. So those were kind of like dipping my toe back in. I was still performing live, but not with people there. The people got to watch it after. We made sure it was good, I'm just excited for that, like the rush of having people actually there live, and the mistakes that'll inevitably happen. And usually the mistakes are my favorite part. There's something magical that happens when that happens. And I'm also performing with some newer musicians as well, who aren't new musicians, but new to the project. So it'll be kind of like firsts all around. And you never really know if something works music wise until people hear it live. So I'm excited to feel that alchemy in the room of like people reacting in real time, breathing the same air, feeling each other's pulses in the space,
Oh my God, breathing the same, that was like my go-to line. Anyone who I hadn't seen in a while, I was like, I just hope we can breathe the same air at one point. So 100%.
Makes me emotional, guys.
Yeah. No, It's real. It's real. We're coming to a close soon, and I gave you guys a heads up on some of our cool table questions we ask everyone. Now, I don't know how this works. I'm not at this level yet, but apparently when you get $100 million, you got to buy an exotic animal. I don't make the rules. This is how it goes. Michael Jackson with his monkey, Justin Bieber with his monkey, Mike Tyson with his tiger. That's just how the game goes. So Sam, I'm gonna start with you. When you get $100 million, what animal are you gonna be adding to the family?
Well, my favorite animal ever is like sea turtles. I just love them. They're so cute. I would love to get a tortoise, but I know that I don't think Canada's the right environment for a tortoise. So like when I'm really speaking, I would probably make in my backyard like a little house for a lemur. I love lemurs. Like I'm thinking of Julian from Madagascar, like their little thing. They are so funny and really cute. So probably a lemur.
It's the boomerfoo. That's what I thought of.
Okay.
I think that's a lemur. This is a first. So first in cool table history, we've never had a lemur. Before we go to Shaina, John, how are you feeling about this lemur? I see you making a face.
I mean, I don't think that Madagascar lemurs and real lemurs are like, they might not have a lot in common.
I think that you're actually wrong. I do think that he's going to have personality traits resembling Julian.
Madagascar is actually a documentary.
It's going to be so successful. She's going to be able to get an animated lemur. It's not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
She's focused on the personality. Yeah, she's focused on the personality of the lemur. That's what matters. The actual living conditions, secondary. Yeah. Personality is what matters most.
The lemur plays bass in my band.
Exactly. Bring him on the road. Put him to work. Shaina, what about you?
I was thinking meerkat, but I feel like that's too close to lemur. So I feel like I'd have to go with serval. This is my meerkat, guys. I had a choreographer once who based an entire dance number on meerkats, and the whole thing was like this. Anyways, I'm not going to do the whole number for you right now. I'm going to have to go with serval. They're like wild cats, but they're like this big. I don't know, but they're scary. And funny story, my partner and I almost accidentally got a serval because his friend had like rescued one and we wanted a cat, and she put a picture online and was like, who wants to adopt this serval? And it looked like this cute little cat, and we went to go visit it, and then it was much larger than a cat and it hissed at me, and I instinctively was like, no. But my partner Josh was like really into it, so I'd have to just buy, I don't know, a plot of land so he could have his serval.
Well, that's why you got $100 million, so you could just do what you want. I was going to give Sam the credit and say, you know what, $100 million later, Sam's going to stay in Canada. We appreciate that. The fact that you wanted to stay in this country, even with $100 million, we're not taking that for granted. So yeah, you could afford all the property. You can
build an island for it.
And anything you need. I feel like that's the point, you know. If you're kind of restricted in terms of being landlocked, something like that, that's going to hold you back from the animal that's right for you. So it makes sense that use $100 million wisely, as they would say.
Damn, John, I should have gone with whale.
John, we're running out of time here. Do you want to change your answer? I forget what you had last time, but do you have another animal that's come to mind?
Yeah, I will change my answer, absolutely, because I don't know if I got the $100 million budget last time. So I definitely gonna change my answer. I don't know if you said 100,000. I don't know what it was, but I'm gonna change my answer. But first, I want to shout out to Dreaming, Juliana I's cover on Coverama, which is a Blondie song, is fire. So to my animal, I'm gonna buy an island for kimono dragons because they endangered. So I'm gonna just buy an island. I'm gonna leave them on it. I'm not gonna hug them. I'm not gonna keep them. I'm gonna leave them on it. Let them eat. Let them live. Yeah.
This is the new.
That's what's up. Come on, man.
That's how we gotta end this interview. At the end, we'll all do one of these simultaneously. And that would be like our sign out, 100%.
Are we recording video for this too, or is it
We are recording video for this too. So all the stuff that Shaina did, all of this, like
I would have dressed
we got
up
all that.
if I'd known. Y'all should have warned me.
Well, you're dressed wealthy, yeah.
Oh, this is just
You
how
were
we kick it.
No, the Elton John athleisure. You got it down packed, man. You got it down packed. This is the last one, so we're gonna go quick with this one. We're gonna start with Sam. We do a segment on the radio show called Wednesday Wisdom, looking for a motivational quote or a saying that either you repeat to yourself or tell the people around you when things are getting rough. So what's that for you that you kind of either remind yourself of or tell the people around you?
I actually have one. It's called The River I Step In. This river I step in is not the river I stand in. It's on the bridge that you pass between Broadview and like when you're going downtown, when you're on the streetcar.
Oh, that one, yeah.
And it says it on the bridge. And I read it one time and have since then, like, I've absolutely loved it. It's kind of in the same realm of like, this too shall pass. Like, you're not standing in the river, you're just stepping in it. Like, tomorrow is a new day kind of vibes.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. The river you step in is not the river you stand in. I like that. Shaina, what about you?
My current motivational quote is from my therapist, and it's really helpful for me at least, which is support, don't fix. So if you're going into situations with other people, where, maybe there's some tension, maybe you're having trouble relating to them, anything where you're feeling some difficulty, you can support them and support the situation. You can't fix it. Don't put the pressure on yourself to fix it. It's not going to happen. Just hold the space.
Yeah. That's a gem. Yeah. Snaps for that one. I like that one a lot. John, no pressure here, but we need one from you as well.
Well, I'm always this is actually easy for me. I'm like, which one? Like, growing up with Caribbean parents, they just hit you with wisdom, wise sayings all the time that they never do themselves. so and this one, because it's Coverama, I'm gonna give you this one. So this one, I actually made this one up because I'm so used to Caribbean sayings that my new pastime is to make up Caribbean sayings that old people think are real ones, but I made them up. So this one in Trini goes, "Thief can't thief from thief." And so basically what it means is a thief can't steal from a thief because they know all the tricks, basically. So thief can't thief from thief. And that's appropriate for Coverama because we're taking their stuff, but and we're making it our own. So it seems appropriate. We're recycling.
I like that a lot. Thief can't thief from thief. You like
that, right? And I made it up for my dad because my dad's a crook and he's always trying to like subtly manipulate you. And I'm like, hey, watch out. Thief got thief from thief.
I can just picture it now. I'm gonna hit someone with that. Some relative is gonna get hit with that.
Yeah.
And they're not expecting it.
So if somebody's trying to like con you but you see their whole game because it's a con that you would do, just tell them, hey, thief can't thief from thief.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's what you call mind games right there. I want to thank all of y'all for joining us. Zoom is kicking us the hell out. So thank you for joining us. Everyone who's listening to this and watching this, please make your way to Coverama. This is going to be an exciting show. We're getting back outside Saturday, May 21st, 7:30 to 11 at the Drake Underground. That's 1150 Queen Street West. Anyone from the city should be able to find the Drake Underground. So I'm not worried about you guys finding your way there. If you want to listen to the show, you can listen to us every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on CJRU, 8 a.m. in Toronto. All episodes of The Cool Table are at adrielsmiley.com. And of course, until next time, know yourself, know your worth.